today I wanted to make pasta. Specifically, I want to make an easier pasta because I really don't feel like cooking a lot today. Gnocchi. Gnocchi, gnocchi. You know, those little pillowy potato dumpling bites that are very good. And of course, I have to consult all things Italian with the queen herself, Giada. I am using Giada's recipe today. She knows what she's doing. I'm mostly making this to freeze it so I can just have it in the freezer for when I want it, but obviously I'm gonna make a little snack after because you have to. This does take a little bit of prep work, so I'm going to get that done and then we can get started. My oven is preheating at 400 degrees Fahrenheit and I am going to stick the potatoes in. These are just a couple of russet potatoes. I think these are probably the best ones to do gnocchi with. They're very starchy and they work well. So I will pop these in the oven for, we're gonna start with 30 minutes. You just want them to be done. You want them to be soft because I am going to rice these. And my ricer is a little bit of an old girl, but I want it to be really soft so that I can actually just push it on through and it will be very smooth, like me. So that's the deal. That's the plan for right now. My potatoes are now done and I've got them off to the side here. They are still hot, but I just want to throw them in my ricer while they're still hot. I'm just going to hollow them out best I can. We don't want the skins in here. Now that we've got our fluffy little potatoes in here, next is to add some flour. This is just all-purpose flour, some black pepper, kosher salt, and an egg that I've lightly beaten. I'm going to come through here and just kind of start to combine things. I'll lightly flour my clean countertop, dump them out, just start to work it until it comes together. And if it sticks for some reason, just dust a little bit more flour on there, but I'm gonna need this for a few minutes until it all comes together and it starts to soften, and then we can play with it. Got our little ball of potato pasta. I'm going to just divide the dough out. With gnocchi, you can just kind of have at it. So I've got my 4 little balls here, and now I'm going to roll them out into like a long snake so that we can cut our little dumplings. Now I'm just going to cut off little nubs about 1 inch long. And then I have my little gnocchi. We'll do the same to my other balls of dough. And then they will all be like this. And then we can shape. I have all of my little gnocchi balls. And you know, if you want, this is where the process can end. All you have to do is throw these in some boiling water. Wait a couple minutes for them to start floating. And then you're good to go. And then if you want to finish them off in a pan, like in a skillet with herbs and butter or oil or some other spices, go for it. I like when they are shaped, so I'm going to be using my little gnocchi paddle here. It's got these little ridges on them so that when you take it, you can just drag it down and it will give the little gnocchi those signature ridges. Or if you don't have a paddle, you can use the back of a fork and just kind of work it like that too. So get to shaping. There you go, little gnocchi. And if you're doing these with sauce, this little divot in here, as well as the ridges, oh, it's like fills with sauce. It's just, ooh. And there we have it, all of our little gnocchi. They're just so cute and perfect and pillowy. You can tell these are gonna be super soft. So here's where I'm gonna stop. Oh, I forgot one. There we go. here's where I'm gonna stop for most of these. I'm going to flash freeze these and then put them into a freezer bag and keep them in there. So when I want a quick dinner sometime, all I have to do is pull them out, pop them into boiling water, we're good. But of course I have to test some. So I'm just gonna toss a few aside, boil them, play around in the pan, and then I'm gonna eat. So easy to make. And there you go. And it's a cute little homemade pasta for you. This is fun to do with kids. This is fun to do with your friends. And then you can make dinner after. So have fun with it. You can go the gnocchi. These will take just a few minutes. Once they start to float a bit, they are done. And while those cook on a skillet here, I have a crushed garlic clove, just a little bit of olive oil, and a lot of butter. And that's gonna be on like a medium-high heat. I want that all to get nice and hot. And I want the garlic to kind of start to infuse the butter and the oil. And I've also got some sage leaves in here. Throw in once it gets white hot, because I want them to crisp up a little bit. Add the sage in. I kind of want this butter to get slightly browned. It'll just give it even better flavor. In go my gnocchi. Give them a little toss. I just want them to start to almost crisp up a little bit, brown. Ooh, yes. I'm gonna grate in just a little bit of lemon. And look at that. It's a nice little snack right there. Looking like a snack. I'm gonna devour. This is just kind of one of the things you can do with this. You can treat this obviously like any kind of pasta, but you know, you can bake these like lasagna style. Yes. You can put them in a cream sauce, a red sauce. You can do them just like this. Put them in a soup. You can do all kinds of stuff, and look how delicious they look. It looks fancy, but like did not take a lot of time at all. So enjoy.